Over the course of the next 6 minutes, I'm going to talk you through some of the key features of the Grade 3 Envision Math Scope and Sequence for the 2019-20 school year. This document looks very similar to past years, but we have added a lot more detail and done a little bit of restructuring that we hope will make it more helpful and informative than in the past. One thing you probably noticed off the bat is that only Cycle 1 has been released so far. Because of all these updates and changes, that's all we've been able to release at this date. Cycle 2 will be available by October 24th. The first page, however, does give you that big picture year overview. Even though you can't see the details for all of the cycles, you can see which topics will be taught in which cycle. You see the dates at the top that kind of push you to keep on pace to make sure you're covering content before the benchmarks and before the PSSA. And this line down here tells you that if you follow that pace, there is one topic that you will not teach before the test. The next page has the same function that the page did in the previous years, which is that it lays out for you what standards will be taught and tested in Benchmark Cycle 1. We hope that this is kind of a quick sheet for you to review to see, what am I responsible for? What are the standards that I'm actually teaching? We also hope that this document, this page, will help you see the connections between the PA standards and the Common Core standards. That way, let's say your school uses PA, but you want to access additional resources. Here's the Common Core standards that you could use to look up nationwide resources. Or similarly, if your school uses Common Core standards, when you get your benchmark data back, it will be aligned to eligible content. You can see those alignments here, and you'll see that they're incredibly similar. The gray box at the top is sort of the higher level standard. So this is the PA core standard, represent and solve problems involving multiplication and division. Underneath that standard, there are 4 eligible content. They really give you the detail of what that standard means. Similarly, on the Common Core side, this is the Common Core cluster. And under that Common Core cluster are 4 Common Core standards. So this is the 308A cluster, standard 1, 2, 3, and 4. The next page lists more of those. You can see more Common Core PA core standard, Common Core cluster, sub Common Core standards, PA eligible content. The other thing that's new on these pages is this bold language over here: conceptual, procedural, and application. Those are aspects of rigor. And generally, we want to try to have that stool, the 3-legged stool approach, where we're hitting all aspects of rigor. But the reality is that some standards are more aligned to one aspect of rigor than another. Over the course of the year, we have this good balance, but any individual standard might be more related to a certain aspect. So when I'm teaching 308A1, this reminds me that this is really a conceptual standard. I shouldn't be focusing on procedural skills and fluency, facts and memorization. This is about getting kids to understand what multiplication means, what those products are telling me, what the factors 5 and 7 represent. Those aspects of rigor should help you make decisions about the types of questions and tasks that you ask students. When you get to the next page, we're getting into the real meat of the scope and sequence. What are the lessons that I'm teaching in Envision? This box at the top is brand new. It's my attempt to summarize for you what's happening in topic 1, and then there will be a new box for each topic. The total days and the standards should be pretty straightforward. These 2 boxes on the right are some new information. The Common Core has identified some clusters as major, some supporting, and some additional. Obviously, the major clusters are the most important. That's where you spend the majority of your time. And unsurprisingly, multiplication and division are considered to be major. This is just a reminder that this is a really important topic, and it might be okay to spend an extra day or 2 if you need to. This box over here helps you to again make decisions about whether you need more time or whether you should move on. This will tell you, will the standards that I'm teaching in this topic be continued into future topics and revisited? Or do I have to have full mastery right now? Once you get down into the meat of the lessons, you'll see the topic number, title, objective, and eligible content. These are the same as last year, and they come straight from Pearson. You are using a new K-5 Pearson textbook for Envision. It's Envision 2020. The lessons are very similar to last year, but there are some tweaks to help make sure that they are as absolutely aligned as possible. To help you make more decisions and best use the program, I've added some bullets to each lesson, 2 to 3 that give you tips and ideas and strategies. They help you connect to previous grades. They suggest manipulatives. They give you ideas of where to focus or what problems are most important to use. I hope those tips are helpful, and I would appreciate any feedback on whether they are or not, or what would be more helpful. As always, you're allotted 1 day per lesson plus flex days. Please use those flex days wisely. You might say, I'm going to spend 2 days on lesson 1-2, or I'm going to skip lesson 1-3 and spend 2 days on 1-4. You have a total of 9 days allotted to teach topic 1, however you see fit. When you come down here, you will see some notes for the overall topic and recommended math instructional routines. Math instructional routines are quick things that you can do at the beginning or really any time during class. If you had a Carnegie specialist, they typically referred to these as number sense routines, and you can find a document outlining a bunch of them on the curriculum engine. These are our routines that get kids thinking and talking and help with their fluency, and I've recommended specific ones that you could use for each topic. Once you get through all of the topics and all of the notes, you'll get this overview of the entire year, which PA core standards and eligible content are being taught in each cycle. Again, because we've only released cycle 1 so far, this can give you a preview of what's to come. Looks like I've gone a little bit over my time that I gave myself of 6 minutes, but I hope this information was helpful. If you have any questions or feedback, I would love to hear it at math@philasd. And as always, you can reach us from that email for any questions about math, Envision, benchmarks, you name it. Good luck this year. Excited to see awesome things happening in your math class.